Hello, everybody. Welcome to the channel. My name is Lindsay, and this is Life with Lindsay. Today, we are busting out a new canvas, and I decided I was going to start it here with you guys and do a little bit of a WIP chat. My husband is currently at the market getting groceries, so I may need to, hop out to help him with the groceries. Ooh, that is a very full container. So if anything seems disjointed, that's probably why. I mean, that or, I'm a little bit cuckoo. But we have the Seahorse from Diamond Art Club, from artist Marjorie Sarnat. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing that correctly. Am I a little bit cuckoo bananas for attempting to start a new kit with 3 weeks left till my event starts? Maybe. We'll see. So before we get into it, as I multitask here, oh, did that just, yep, shoot. I'm already not having great luck, you guys. I don't have my fan running at the moment, but if you hear a noise at any point directly to my left, that's what that is. I'm sure you're hearing the tiny human noises because she is super loud and definitely not asleep. And if you hear a beeping, I do use a timer. I really don't want to have to section this canvas off, but that just tore up on me. Hoping I can peel it and just kind of go. I can't tell where the seam is. Okay. So, I mentioned it before, but if you guys are looking for someone to show you how to section off your canvas, I'm not it. I have the worst luck with, do you see this? It's just split into two. You probably, I don't know if you can tell or not. I'm probably just going to have to peel this up way more than I want to, and then trim it. Where is my knife? Anyway, this is probably super boring for you guys, so I'm going to try to move a little bit more quickly through this. Oh God. No, I'm probably not. All right. If you guys wanted to know what it looked like to ride the struggle bus, this is it right here. It always happens when I sit down to film too, Anyway, so I'm going to be working, this is going to be a WIP chat, or some semblance of a WIP chat, because who knows with me? Who knows? If you guys don't know what a WIP chat is, a WIP chat is where I work on my work in progress, which is what WIP stands for, WIP. And you can either work alongside with me, or you can have me on in the background, or you can watch it. You can do whatever it is you choose to do. There are no rules here. Sorry, my arm's all up in the camera. There's no right way or wrong way to diamond paint. So you do you. And I'm going to keep working on this. And hopefully this won't be a hot mess. So, ouch. I will try to do my best to link everything down below. This pen is from Lazy River. I'm actually using blue wax. I don't remember what kit this came with, but I have yet to try it, and I've heard good things. And then these trays are the stacking trays from Bella. Do I still have the card on my desk? Bella Nicole Day Art. I'm sure I'm mixing up the order of the words. I will put it down in the notes, down in the description box down below. Anyway, I'm already Hot Mess Express. Let's get into this. So, how is everybody doing? If you guys don't know, I am hosting a diamond painting event in January. So when I said, am I crazy for starting something new? And then I might be crazy for more than a few reasons. But my event begins January 1st, and it is a diamond painting event, and it is called Alice in Winter Wonderland. And I will be doing a more updated video. That's my goal. Soon, very soon. And currently, all right, I'm losing my mind. My trash container is not on my desk at the moment. I'm going to pause the video. I've gotten absolutely nothing done, and we're, I don't know, 5 minutes into the video. I'm going to grab that. I'll be right back. Okay, and we're back. Hopefully that's pretty seamless. So I got this little plastic container. Ureli sent me this in some friend mail a while back, and I actually use this for the leftover scraps of wax. I don't know what this child is doing. And then I use this as my drill trash. Yeah. Anyway, let's get back to it. Nobody cares. What was I talking? Alice in a Winter Wonderland. So the day I'm filming this is December 8th. So when I said, am I crazy to start a new project this close before my event, I guess we'll just have to find out. So for those who have no idea what I'm talking about, I will do my best to link the introduction video down below. And like I said, I will be recording a new video soon with more current information. But the basics of it is the event begins January 1st and it ends February 14th. So all you need to do is start a new canvas. You didn't have to buy it for the event, but it can't be a canvas you've already started. And it is an Alice or Alice themed kit. And use the hashtag Alice in a Winter Wonderland. And if Editing Lindsay remembers, I will put it on the screen. I've said this in many of my videos, and I will continue to say it. But if I ever say I'm going to put something in the description box and I forget, just let me know. Especially if I'm editing a longer video, like WIP Chats tend to be the longest videos that I do. I mean, nobody wants to see an hour-long unboxing. I mean, maybe some people do. I shouldn't speak for everyone, but sometimes I just forget. And anyway, not the point. So any Alice or Alice themed kit can be the Cheshire Cat, can be the Mad Hatter, it can be anything that is Alice themed. And if you're wondering why we're doing it when we're doing it, I decided to pick the time frame because Lewis Carroll, the author of Alice in Wonderland, his birthday is in January. He's long deceased, but I thought this would be a perfect time. And then Katie recommended we end it on Valentine's Day. That would be the perfect day for the Queen of Hearts. So that is the time frame. Now, I will say, I've said it before. I'm not sure what videos you've seen or what videos I've talked about it in. But Instagram has currently disabled, at least here in the States, the most recent and most popular for hashtags due to the election. I'm really hoping that resolves by the time we're like really into this event. I obviously won't know for sure. I think what I'm going to do is some sort of spreadsheet to make sure that everybody who has submitted is being recognized. My chair. Like I said, I can't guarantee anything. It makes it much more complicated to keep tabs on people when you can't just click hashtags and see what they are. So that kind of is determining a little bit the direction that I go with the event. And this will be my very first event that I'm hosting. And I hope that you guys are all super excited. I'm super excited. I really want to get into it. I love Alice in Wonderland. If you've been here long enough, or if you follow me on Instagram, you probably already know that. If you don't follow me on Instagram, I have the information. I always have the information for my Instagroup. Just combined a few things there. My Instagram and my Facebook group in the description of all of my videos, as well as products that I use or reference. And if you don't already follow my husband on Instagram, I leave his information down below as well. A lot of diamond painters follow him. So if you're like, why would we follow your husband? Well, I think artists supporting artists is a big thing, and I think that's why a lot of people follow him. That, and we've done a couple videos together, so people, like to see what he's up to, what he's working on. If you don't know, my husband is a Funko Pop customizer. And that is that. So anyway, the event, I'm excited for it. Like, I've said this like a million times already. Sorry. Everything's under that plastic that I split. So I'm trying to grab it without being super awkward. It's not working out well. Oh, yeah. Fresh new pour. Isn't that great? So, I put a little bit too much. These are really cool. These are stackable trays. So you can put them in there. Anyway, I'm all over the place today. Sorry. My husband is at the market, and I don't know when this is going to go up in comparison to when it was filmed. I'm hoping pretty quickly. But, you never know. If you don't know, and I don't know why I'm saying it as if everybody would know, it takes a really long time on the back end once you've recorded a video for YouTube to actually upload and process it. That actually takes far longer than the actual length of the video. So if I'm recording an hour-long video, for example, it might take 2.5 hours to just get it from my phone, which I use a phone, some people use a camera, to YouTube. And that doesn't include the time it takes to edit or do anything like that to it. And when I edit, in case anyone's curious, I don't actually edit it to make it better or more cohesive. I usually edit to put like a word across the screen or, images or whatever I'm talking about. I am super basic in my knowledge and ability, and that's probably one reason why. So, I don't even know what got me on that. Anyway, the point is, I'm going to get this up as soon as possible. I do have some more unboxings coming soon. And as always, I am trying to showcase some more gorgeous Alice in Wonderland kits before the event starts. If you're ordering from somewhere that is on hand, ready to ship, then great. But there's a lot of shops out there that they have it on their website, but then you need to order it and have it shipped to you from somewhere far away. It doesn't always have to be China. A lot of them are China. A lot of them are not. I have already featured a kit from Diamond Painting Factory UK, Royal Diamond Painting. I'm trying to think off the top of my head which ones I did. And none of those were ready to ship. Craftably has some Alice in Wonderland kits. However, I believe they are currently on pre-order now because I think they sold out their initial run, which, I mean, good for them. That's great. I think Alice is such a universal character. And I think that's why so many people gravitate towards her. I mean, I could be totally just making all of that up. If you guys haven't figured it out, I'm a little all over the place. I'm a lot all over the place. So, I don't know if I'm going to have time to finish this canvas by the time the event begins. What is she? 56 by 74, so it's a decent size, but if you look at it, there's a lot of color blocking. So, I don't know. We'll just have to see. Let's see, where did I put my 3-placer? So, I know a lot of people like the bigger placers, but one thing I love for a 3-placer is be able to do the every other. Make your multi-placers work for you. I'm not a huge fan of big multi-placers. Of course, this one needs more wax, so we're going to just go back to doing what I was doing. I mean, I can do it with the 4. I'm just not as accurate. Anyway, you guys probably don't care about any of this stuff, and I'm just over here rambling. If you were here for the rambles, let me know down below. Here for the rambles. So anyway, my husband went to the market. Hanukkah is starting in a few days. I don't know when this is going up. I think that's where I was going with the whole it takes forever. So Hanukkah this year begins the evening of November 10th. So if you are unaware, Hanukkah is not like Christmas, where it falls the same day every year. It's not like Thanksgiving, where it's the third Thursday of the month. So he went to the market to get a couple ingredients of things. We get our HelloFresh box every Wednesday, which if you guys haven't seen that, I will try to remember to link that up in the eye. We did an unboxing and a post review, and a couple of our friends have actually signed up for it and seem to be enjoying it as well. So if that's something you're interested in, check those videos out. If it's not something you're interested in, then sorry for wasting your time. Am I in frame? Yes. And can I tell you, I've done so many videos where, like, I realized later that half the things I was doing were out of frame. But then how many people actually watch and pay attention to the screen when they do a WIP Chat? I do sometimes, depending on who it is. Certain people I can just keep on in the background and look up as needed. But other people, I just really want to, like, watch what they're doing. Is that weird? I don't know. Let me know down below. Do you watch or do you just keep it streaming in the background? I don't know what she's doing. If you guys hear her, she's singing. She's refusing a nap again, it seems. Hopefully she goes to sleep. So anyway, the whole long and short of this 10-minute story that I've been trying to tell is that every year we do a Hanukkah hangout. And obviously with the coronavirus, we're not doing that. And if you guys are watching this in the future, yay, we made it. And if you're watching it in present day, yay, hopefully we'll make it. I mean, I'm losing my sanity. There wasn't much to begin with in the first place, as I'm sure many of you have already picked up on. But that's okay. Maybe that's why I like Alice Wonderland, you know, the Mad Hatter. Maybe I find a kinship with him. Actually, I find myself relating more to Alice than anyone else. That's another tangent for another day. Anyway, so I sent my husband to the store. So where we live, there are two big markets. I mean, there's more, but these are the two big ones. You have Giant and Wise. And if you don't live in an area that has either one of them, they're just supermarkets. There's literally nothing special about either one of them. However, Giant tends to have better produce. And I said to my husband, I don't really want to send you to the Giant just to get a leek. And for those that are wondering or don't know what a leek is a vegetable. It's similar to like a combination between like an onion and a scallion and a shallot, but it is like real thick. And it's similar to like a giant scallion or a green onion in the sense that you really only utilize part of it. I mean, yes, in a scallion you have the greens on the top and then you have the whites on the bottom. It's the same thing, but they're huge and I don't know if, I guess the greens are edible. Maybe they're not. I don't know. Don't listen to me. I'm not a culinary expert in any way, shape, or form. All I know is the recipe that we use for matzo ball soup that I really have been enjoying uses a leek. So I said, well, I don't want to make you go to Giant because Giant's not as close. But he had to go run some other errands. He had to go to Staples to print some boxes. And he texted me from the Giant, they have no leeks. And I'm like, crap. I'm like, okay, well, how about a shallot? You know, we can maybe try to make it similar in flavor. And then he's like, they don't have any shallots. Now, look. If this was the week of Thanksgiving, I would understand them not having any of the vegetables that I need. But it's not. It's not the week of Christmas. It's not the week of Thanksgiving. It's not the week of anything special. It's just like the beginning of December. Quick water break. So he said, okay, so Hanukkah doesn't start today, so we still have a little bit of time. But I don't want to make him go to the market again because that was the point of going to the market today. So we'll see how that works out for us. If anybody is interested in the recipe that I use, it is not a traditional recipe. If you have ever used a pressure cooker and you know who Jeffrey from Pressure Luck is, or if you don't, hopefully Editing Lindsay remembers all these things that she has to do. I'm telling you now, she probably doesn't. So he has this recipe on his website that is a combination of matzo ball soup and Italian wedding soup. So we made that one night, and I realized I really loved the matzo balls. Now, if you don't know what a matzo ball is, it's made with matzo meal, which if you don't know what that is, matzo is an unleavened bread. It's like a giant flat cracker. Jews will eat it for, well, I mean, a lot of things, but they basically took that and turned it into pulverized, like breadcrumbs almost. So, sorry, I'm trying to figure out what she was talking about there. It doesn't seem to be of any real importance. I mean, to her, it probably is. So, matzo balls are made. They're similar. It's really hard to describe something that is cultural based to someone who has no idea what you're talking about. But, excuse me, we eat them for like all the holidays. It's, people will joke and say it's Jewish penicillin. It's, people eat it the same way that you would if you were going to eat chicken noodle soup. It's very comforting. And you can make it a million different ways, and every way tastes good. The matzo balls depend on who you are and how you make them. You can have them really light and fluffy, or you can have them really firm, or somewhere in between. I like them when they are hard. I want to be able to cut my matzo ball with a fork and a knife. However, I have not figured out the art of what makes them fluffier or softer or harder or more firm or any of that. I just make it, and I can make the same thing twice in a row and it comes out totally different. So, I don't know. But we were going to do that and latkes, which are potato pancakes. And I feel like every culture has their own version of them, and you can eat them however you want. I know my husband is going to disagree with me on this, but the only acceptable way to eat a latke is with applesauce. My aunt makes the best homemade applesauce, and let me tell you, I'm not a huge applesauce person in general, and I'm certainly not like, hey, let me put applesauce on other potato products. This is how I grew up, and this is how I eat it, and this is how I will continue to eat it. Some people will do sour cream. If you bust out some ketchup on your latke, I'm not down with that. Not that anyone asked, but I'm just saying, like, you know, they're just shredded hash browns, basically, mixed with egg and, like, grated onion. So there's no onion chunks. You just basically get, like, the onion juice. They're so good. I'm probably not describing that really well. But I've had a couple people reach out to me because they themselves did not grow up celebrating Hanukkah, and they wanted to make sure they were saying the right thing, or they wanted to know a little bit about what the holiday was and what it meant. So I'll give you guys a brief little tidbit on it here. I'm not going to make this like a boring history lesson because I know that's not why you guys are watching my WIP Chat. So it is not, in terms of religious holidays, it's not a very religious holiday. It is a festival. It is actually the Festival of Lights. And if you guys are interested in more Hanukkah content, I have asked a couple of my friends on Instagram, and they said they would like to see it. So I will be posting little tidbits either to my stories or to my feed on Instagram. So make sure you guys are following me there. If you are interested in learning more, please come follow me, come learn. So basically, the super abbreviated version is the Jews are hiding out, and they only had enough oil in their lamp to last them 1 day and 1 night. And the miracle is that that oil lasted for 7 days, 8 nights, which is what the length of Hanukkah is. I've been asked before, you know, is it the same every year? Is it the same time every year? Is it the same dates every year? Why does it change? How do you know when it is? Yeah, okay, so the Hebrew calendar goes... Okay, if our regular calendar goes off of the sun, it goes off of the moon or vice versa. I'm not sure which one's which. So it is not the year 2020 in the Hebrew calendar. So that's one of the reasons it goes by the Hebrew months. Again, not going to get super into it because then it gets boring. So, and if you guys are wondering, these are parchment squares. Please, whatever you do, do not put wax paper on your kit. You will regret it immensely. So, basically, Hanukkah is just this big celebration of oil. And you will find a lot of things that are fried in oil, like latkes, as a celebratory thing. Because they were like, well, we got it, let's celebrate it. Another thing that people tend to eat, they're called sufganiyot, which are just donuts, jelly donuts. They don't have to be jelly donuts, but that's what they are. So, one of the things that they were doing while they were hiding out, and they were hiding out from somebody who didn't want their existence. So, again, I'm just trying to give the super abbreviated version here. If I can remember to put, like, any good links down below, I will. If not, like I said, just follow me on Instagram. I will be touching base on this a little bit more over there. But they played dreidel, which is the little spinning top. And it's a gambling game. So, if you ever see bags of gelt, which are the chocolate coins, like, wrapped in like, gold foil, those are what you use with the dreidel to play and gamble. And that's what they did to occupy themselves by the light of the oil. And it's a fun holiday. Like I said, it's definitely not a religious holiday. In my personal opinion, I think especially American society decided they needed something to make Jewish kids feel less left out over the holiday season and to be more included. And that's where people came into the, let's have lots and lots of gifts, and let's do this, and let's do that. And honestly, like, I grew up, we would get a different gift every night, but it would be a small gift, like gelt, or a dreidel, or a pair of socks. And then we would get one big gift. I do have siblings, so sometimes our big gift was something that was for all of us. I remember I was talking to my dad about this recently. As a kid, I knew we were getting a new gaming system. I want to say it was Super Nintendo. I know my brothers... I know at least one brother was old enough to be alive when that came out. I don't remember. I've got younger brothers. We had lots of video game systems growing up. But I want to say it was Super Nintendo. And I remember, like, we had asked for it for so long. And... I was really fortunate that I was not raised in something that I ever felt I couldn't get the things I really, really wanted or needed. So it wasn't like I was putting my parents in an uncomfortable situation. I think they just, you know, you don't want to spoil your kids. You want to give them things and you want to make them feel special, but you don't want them to expect. Anyway, that's not the point of this. I'm getting so off track. What a surprise. So, one year we got the system, and I figured it out because one of our gifts from a different night was a video game for that system, and we didn't have it. So, it didn't take a lot of figuring out on my part to realize that we were getting it. I want to say It was either Super Nintendo or Nintendo 64. It might have been Nintendo 64, because I've got 2 younger brothers, and I want to say they were both at an age where they could play. I might be wrong. And I would say they'll let me know down below, but they don't. Neither one of my... One brother I don't even think is aware I have a channel, and the other brother has already expressed to me, like, this isn't his kind of content, which I totally understandable, you know. This kid is... I don't know what she's doing in there, but she's not napping, I'll tell you that much. This is such a cute little kit. I was so sad I missed this when it first came out, and then they came back with a pre-order, and I scooped it up, and let me tell you, this pre-order showed up the same day as my Black Friday purchases, and I was just like, oh, shoot, my husband's gonna be like, how many kits did you order? Yikes. But I feel like, even though this is square, I feel like this is the kind of kit that I could move through at a decent pace, because it's so much color blocking. Now, I have had people say to me, wow, you really work fast. And I don't know if that's accurate or not. I'm not here to, you know, say, oh my God, I can't believe it took you that long. Or, oh my God, how did you finish it so quickly? Just one thing I do want to say. I've noticed a lot of people, there's a lot of different groups on Facebook and a lot of new to the craft people on Instagram. Nothing about diamond painting is a competition. So it's not a matter of, can you do it faster than this person? Or can you do it as fast as this person? Or better than this person? There's no judge of saying, well, you did this to your canvas, then it's better than this one. There is no right or wrong way to diamond paint. And I have said that time and time again. And I truly, truly believe that. One second. Well, it didn't let me pause the video. But anyway, we're back. My kid was jumping to the point that her bedroom is below where I am, and my whole floor is shaking. So I just want to make sure she wasn't doing anything, you know, dangerous. So anyway, I'm hoping that because it is color blocking, even though it is a nice size canvas, it's not huge. It definitely doesn't fit on my table in its entirety, but I'm hoping that I can move through it at a decent pace. And if I can't, I don't know about you guys, but I am not that person that can do 2 kits at the same time. And I'm worried that I, you know, won't be able to keep up with what I need to. So if I don't finish this by the time my event begins, I will put this to the side, and then that'd be that. So anyway, diamond painting is fun. I've seen people say, oh, I see that, you know, people like to do it this way, and I do it this way. Is that okay? Yep, whatever works for you guys works. I mean, there are a few things that I would say, if you are new to diamond painting, there's nothing that is, this is a definite, do this, don't do this. I mean, definitely don't put wax paper on your kit, because that will not come off. Double-sided parchment paper, it will, but not wax paper. Do you need fancy pens or fancy trays or light pad to diamond paint? No. Are they good added bonuses? Yep. I have plenty of friends who don't use a light pad at all. I have old eyes and I have to. That's what's making this light up. And I love when I work on a kit like this one in particular, where it has like the heavy black outline, which is, excuse me, also very common in kits from Mandy Manzano or Hannah Lynn. A lot of those character kits have the thick black lines. Personally, I prefer to lay out as much of that as possible and then fill it in. I did this one here because each one's its own little segment. I think that'll be nice to work on. So we shall see. When I'm filming this, I have about 3 weeks. to complete this kit. And I am not somebody that has the ability to work all day. I'm not somebody that works every single day. I work when my kid is sleeping, or in this case, sleeping. So I do the best that I can. I also find that this is going to sound really weird to some people, but I find it physically taxing on my body if I work for too much. If I work too many days in a row, too long, I find my arms hurt, my elbows hurt. Now, I think a lot of that would be resolved if I tilted my desk up. But if I do that, then I don't have anywhere to put my stuff. So, I don't know if you guys can see. You probably can't. This looks like there was an error when it was printed. A little bit, just this section, like literally right here. It looks like it was double printed. So this is a single slash line, but that looks like two very, very close together. And this kit itself has 26 colors. So there's not a whole lot of color in this, and it's got color blocking. The only thing that's the downside in terms of speed is that it's square. Whoops. Squares do take a little bit more time because they're a little bit more precise, but I'm not. You guys do whatever works for you, you know? And again, if you see something that you see somebody else doing and you go, oh my gosh, I want to try that, it doesn't work for you, that doesn't mean anything. I sit here and I watch people talk about how great certain waxes are, and I'm like, I can't figure out how to make them work for me. And then at first I was like, what am I doing wrong? And then I was like, maybe it's just not for me. You know, there's different strokes for different folks. So, yeah, so my T's are double printed right here. The slashes are double printed right here. A little bit of this equal sign and a little bit of the E. It's just this tiny section. It's not affecting my ability to see what symbol it is, nor is it affecting the canvas in any way. But if you worked on this canvas, did you have that issue? Let me know. But I'm excited. I'm hoping that I can get a decent chunk of this done. Because not only do I not have the ability to work every single day, but I need to find time. I mean, I don't need to, but I'd like to find time that I can also film. And that's what I'm doing right now. What is this child doing? You guys, someone, please save me. She was napping so well the first, like, couple days after her birthday. Now I feel like she's just like, meh, if I want to, I want to. So, funny story about this pen. I had gotten this pen from Matt over at Lazy River Woodturning forever ago. First drop, I think. Which, if you guys don't follow him on Instagram, make sure you do so. But also, sign up for the alerts, the email alerts on his website, because he'll announce there before he announces on Instagram when his pen drops are. This one that is upcoming, which is Saturday, but again, I don't know when you guys are going to see this. So I'm sure you will have seen this before the time of his drop, but that will be the last one for 2020, which is totally acceptable because we're already in December, and that's not the point. Anyway, so if you guys have seen all of his pictures on Instagram, most of his photos of completed pens that he's showcasing are with Manatee. And my husband actually made that. His name is Howie. And originally there was discussion of, do we think that there would be a way that we could make it that Howie would be able to hold the pens? Or do we think, because of the size of the pops versus the size of the pens, that would be not plausible? So my husband has had this pen sitting on his desk since he built that pop for him. And turns out the way the pop is, and if you guys don't know, pop figures are like 3 or 4 inches. They're not very big. They do have big ones, and they are much, much larger, but that's not what I'm referring to. I'm talking about the actual, like, Funko Pops. And with the size of the pen, it would have been too much, and it was a likelihood that they would both fall over and or break. So, I thought, you know, I'm not one of those people that needs to use pens or other accessories that match what I'm working on. But I thought this would look really cute, and I haven't had a chance to use it. And I used this washi tape on my drill trays, and I just thought, oh, that looks really good together. Now, if anyone's curious, Cherry on Instagram said she had seen somebody do this, so I tested it out. I had used another Elizabeth Ward kit when I first got it, and I could not for the life of me get the sticky residue off. No matter what I did, it just did not work. And she said, oh, I had seen somebody use washi tape and then they put their labels over it because the washi tape peels right off and there's no issues. Well, I did that on my last kit that I worked on, and let me tell you, it is a game changer. So I kitted this one up, and I used some washi tape that looked really pretty with it, and I said, why not? I mean, I'm not gonna probably stay using the blue pen because it matches the whole time. I usually gravitate towards comfort and what I'm feeling in that moment. So, and I love it. If you guys have ever seen any of the Lazy River pens, but you've never had an opportunity to snag one, they are well worth the chase. Each pen he does is so unique and so different than the one before it and after it, because he doesn't turn in any particular style. He just kind of lets the pen speak to him and uses that as his inspiration. So, I think it's super cool. So, he does not do custom orders, which is totally fine, because if you guys are able to snag one, just snag whatever you love. Just go for it. Oh, I'm trying to wipe off what I thought was like dust on my canvas. It is not. It is the symbol. That's how you'll know it's been a long day. Let's bring this little bad guy out. Fill this in. So, I'm excited for this kit. I'm really excited for the event. If you guys have any questions at all, please don't hesitate to reach out in terms of the event or, I mean, anything that I'm discussing. I'm fairly open about the things that I discuss in my life with you guys. And I know that sometimes I'm willing to share a lot more than I think a lot of other people are, but then there's other times that, like, I really don't want to get into it. And we're all human. We all have those days where you're just like, I'm over it. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to sit and dwell in the emotion. If you guys were in my live, I don't know, a couple days ago. If you guys don't know, I go live on Instagram all the time. Like, all the time. No, I don't go on to any set schedule. I just kind of go based off of, like, do I have time to do it? Do I have something I want to work on and talk about? Sure, okay. But I was going to record a video the other day and talk about what's going on in our life, like personal life, and I opted not to just because I was so burnt out on it and so over it. But one thing I do want to touch base on is the fact that, so my daughter does virtual learning. She is 3. She does it through the pre-K program through the school district. She is not in a classroom setting. She, for other reasons, was not enrolled in preschool for the fall. We wanted to. My child is not potty trained, and most 3-year-old classrooms will not accept a student unless they've been potty trained. And that's a discussion for another day. And I'm hoping that the people that I attract that like my videos, that like to comment on my videos, will keep any personal reflections about that to themselves. I'm a very big proponent of not offering people parenting advice when they didn't ask for it. And so before we get any further, I'm not asking for any parenting advice. I'm just expressing how I feel, and then I'm going to move forward. So my daughter receives occupational therapy, as well as she has a head teacher who I don't know if she's classified as a special education instructor or what. I'm not really sure. She's just her head teacher. And then we have a speech therapist as well. Oh my God, this kid. We use this platform, I think it's called Dojo. And basically, the OT can put, I don't want to call it lesson plans because we're talking about like 3 and 4-year-olds on there. And these are things we can do outside of the classroom or in addition to what we're doing in the classroom. Or maybe they are things we're doing in the classroom. I don't know. We just started. But I logged in the other day, and the OT has this thing up about all these Christmas activities and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, cool. Which, if you guys didn't pick up on it, I don't celebrate Christmas. I didn't grow up in a family that celebrated Christmas, and I don't celebrate Christmas in my house. My husband grew up with a family that celebrates Christmas, and we will, obviously not this year, but we will spend Christmas with his family, and we don't celebrate it as a religious holiday with my child because that's not her religion. Anyway, that's not the point. And she put up a message that said, if any families do not celebrate Christmas, please let me know, and we will do some non-Christmas activities for their lessons. So I emailed her and I said, hey, you know, my family doesn't celebrate Christmas. And she's like, oh, great. Thanks for letting me know. I'll try to remember. If you could remind me again. And I'm like, isn't that the point of me telling you? Wasn't that my reminder to you? I don't know who you are, where you were raised, what religion or what holidays you celebrate. But one thing that really bothers me, and if I'm this affected by it before my child has even started the K-12 portion of schooling in her life, the school board is not going to like me. I'm just going to say this right now. If we want to raise our children to be well-rounded adults, they need to be exposed to things that are different than them as children. If you want your child to be accepting of people who have different abilities than them, you need to expose that to them when they're younger. If you want people to grow up and understand that there are differences in skin tone, but that doesn't make differences in humans, we need to instill that in them when they are younger. So that means expanding from their bubble. If you live in an area where most people are white and Christian, then your lessons need to include things that are beside that. That can't be the only thing kids grow up learning. And I'm not just saying it as from a religion standpoint, but if we can't recognize that there are other holidays that are celebrated in the winter, which don't just include Hanukkah, by the way. Kwanzaa is also celebrated in the winter. You need to open kids' eyes to things when they are younger, because then they're more accepting of it and they're willing to ask questions about it. You know, you don't want to wait until your kid is in that obnoxious stage. We all know there's an obnoxious stage. For some kids, it's their entire life. But we need to do better as parents and adults and expose our kids to things. And I'm not saying that you need to go out and do things that go against what you believe in. And I'm not saying that we need to be teaching them things that aren't positive. Because I know there's going to be somebody who's like, well, then we should be teaching them about this. We should be teaching them about that. Look, all I'm saying is that if we want to have well-adjusted kids into adults, you need to adjust them as children. You need to expose them. That's how things work in this world. I want my child to know there is more to her world and her life than what she sees out of her window. And I mean that literally because she stares out the window. But I watch reels on my Instagram all the time. And I don't know about TikTok because I can't figure out TikTok. I'm too old for that shit. So I just do what I understand. But, if you tend to interact with certain videos, then they tend to show you more videos similar to that. So I have been working on videos, or watching videos, and I get a lot of ASL content. And if you don't know what that is, that's American Sign Language. I do not speak it. I don't even know if that's the right term. I don't know much sign language. I know a little bit of baby sign language that we did with our daughter, which, yes, I get asked that all the time because she is speech delayed. And people go, well, did you do sign language with her? Yep. I also have an incredibly stubborn child who didn't do it back until she could say the words. But, there's this girl, and she does these videos, and they're all in sign language. And I understand, my kid is 3. She can't read. And every time they come up, she says, Mommy, it broke. I say, it's not broken, sweetheart. And she keeps trying to swipe the screen because she wants to see videos. And I explained to her, you know, sometimes people can't hear, and this is how they talk. And she looks at me, and then I'll remind her, you know, remember when you used to tell Mommy, help? Sorry, I totally out of frame there. Or all done, or milk. These are all, that's how she talks. And I know me showing her a reel for 15 seconds on Instagram is not going to be the thing that changes my kid's life or opens her eyes. But if I ever see somebody in a wheelchair, I point that out, and not in a, oh my God, look at that person in a wheelchair way, but in a way that she understands they're no different than us. This is just how they get around. And then she's, oh, okay. Because kids, they fear things they don't know. And I know I can't make it all better, and I can't expose her and teach her to everything. And it's my job as her parent to do the best that I can in a home setting. But it's really disappointing to me that the school setting doesn't want to be as up to date with these things as I think they should be. And I have a child who has her own special needs and receives services for them, and I don't want her to ever grow up thinking that she's different than people in a negative way. I want her to celebrate her differences and to love herself for who she is and not in spite of what she is. And I think those are all really important lessons that we as parents can instill in our children. And if you don't have children, you know, obviously this doesn't directly pertain to you. And, you know, don't overstep if you have like a niece or a nephew or a best friend who has kids and be like, well, I'm going to start doing this with them if the parents are not okay with it. Obviously, I would hope that the parents would be okay with it. But it's not your place to parent somebody else's child, just like it's not my place to parent anybody else's child. I just know that if we want our kids to grow up and do better, then they need to be exposed to things and given the opportunity to do so. So with that being said, I am going to wrap up here. I imagine my husband is or will be home soon. And I honestly have no idea how long I've been going, because when I had to pause the video, it just made me start a new one. So I don't want to be recording for like an hour and a half and not realize it. I don't think it's been that long. I guess we'll find out, right? So thank you guys for being here so much. If you like this video, make sure to give this 2 thumbs up. 1 real life, 1 virtual. I promise I won't have naked nails forever. Make sure you hit that button and subscribe to the channel. Come, join the Sparkle Squad. We want you here. We want you here. That was me cheering and not shaking someone. That looked a little weird. And make sure you hit that notification bell so that you never miss any of the fun stuff. I do not upload on any sort of schedule. I operate on toddler standard time. I record when she is sleeping, or in this case, sleeping. So thank you guys so much for being here, and I'll see you on my next one. Bye!